everyone, it's Dianne at Minerva. I hope you're all doing really well this week. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a sew along for the Pippa top. Now it's one of our Minerva Exclusive patterns. So as you can see right here, it's a lovely casual top, but it does have a smart feel to it, so you can dress it up or down. We have a beautiful ruffled hem. It fits well through the bust area, but then settles into this gathered high waistline, which gives it a more boxy shape through the hips, making it really comfortable and versatile. And then we have a 3/4 length sleeve, which goes into an elasticated cuff just here, and slight ruffles or gathers just at the sleeve area. We also close at the front here with 3 buttons, just to give it some nice detail, and there's a modest V-neck neckline. So some lovely details, and I would say it's for an adventurous beginner. So a nice easy make, but some really lovely details to get stuck into. Now this particular pattern is suitable for knits such as a jersey knit, a bamboo knit, or maybe a modal, so it does need some drape, and we're using a bamboo jersey today. So this particular one is a bamboo jersey stretch knit, and it's one of our Minerva exclusive fabrics. This one is called Jungle Dreamer. So as you can see, some beautiful colours just there. This one is called Snooze, but there are 2 other colours to choose from. So there's a lighter green and then a navy background as well. They're all really beautiful and colourful. It's super soft, so wash and prepare that fabric before we get started. And of course, check your sizing with the pattern. So check your body measurements, check them against the pattern, and once you've done that, we're ready to go and begin cutting our pattern pieces together. So let's go and do that now. Here are the pattern pieces for our top. So here we have the front bodice. You're going to cut 2, cut them as a pair. The straight grain is this way. Make a note of your markings and your button placement. Here is the back bodice. You're going to cut 1 on the fold. The fold line is here. Make a note of your markings. Here is a front and back skirt. You're going to cut 2 on the fold line is here. Make a note of your markings. Here is the sleeve. You're going to cut 2 pieces, cut them as a pair, make a note of your markings. The straight grain is this way. Here is the front facing. You're going to cut 2 in fabric and 2 in interfacing, cut them as a pair, note your markings. Here we have the back neck facing. You're going to cut 1 in fabric, note the markings. And the sleeve, cap, poof. So we're going to cut 2 in fabric. The straight grain is this way. Make a note of these marks here. Here we have the skirt ruffle, if you're adding ruffle. So we're going to cut 2 on the fold. The fold line is here. If you don't have enough fabric for you to do it on the fold, you can cut 4 pieces if you need to. Make a note of these markings. Now we're ready to begin making our top. So first of all, you want to wind half of your thread onto your machine spool. Then when you've done that, you want to check your machine needle. So today, because it's a stretch fabric, I'm using a ballpoint needle size 80. You may wish to test this on a piece of scrap fabric, see what works best for you and your machine. Then when you've done that, we're going to take the front facing pieces and we're going to apply the interfacing. We're going to do that before we begin. So let's get started. So first of all, we're applying the interfacing to these front facing pieces. So once you've applied that to the back, we're then going to overlock or zigzag finish the outer edge of this facing piece. Now throughout this particular pattern, the seam allowances are 1.5 centimetres unless I state otherwise. And you're going to need to make sure that you use either a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch, because we have a certain amount of stretch in the fabric and we want to maintain that for when we're pulling it on and off. So if you don't have a specific stretch stitch on your machine, do consult your manual. You can just play around with the zigzag stitch, so make it slightly smaller, adjust your stitch length, and just test it on a piece of scrap fabric before we begin. So that's what I'll be doing on mine. You can also overlock your seams, but I always like to sew my seams first of all, check the fit, and then overlock after, because that way we can make sure that any adjustments we need to make have not been trimmed off with the overlocker, so you might want to do it this way yourself. So let's continue. Now pin your front facing to your front bodice pieces like this. You want to make sure that you match up the markings here around the curve and down the front. That way it won't stretch out. We're going to stitch that in place with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. Then when we've done that, we're going to trim it down to 6mm. Now press the seam towards the facing, and from the right side we're going to understitch that seam to the facing a couple of millimetres away from the seam from the right side. We're going to do this on both sides, and this is just to keep the facing from rolling outwards. Now you're going to take your back bodice piece, and around the neck we're going to just stay stitch the neckline 1.3 from the raw edge. Now pin your back neck facing to your back bodice like this, matching the centre point here. We're going to stitch that in place with a 1.5cm seam allowance and then trim away the excess when we've done this. So down to about 6mm once you've stitched that seam in place. Trim this part of the facing down to 2cm and then press the seam towards the facing. Again, we're going to understitch it just here. So now we're going to fold back our neck facing. So what we've done, look, is we press it back 1cm like this, so the raw edge meets the seam. And then you turn it back again to the inside, so the facing is to the inside. I've pinned mine, look. Use as many pins as you need, so it looks like this, and give it another press. And I've also just tucked in, just here, my Minerva Maker label. So you can add in a Minerva Maker label. I will link those below, or you could add in a label of your own, of your choosing. And we just stitch that in now at this point, so we're just stitching it along the edge of this facing here. Now we're going to make sure we have our buttonholes marked on the wearer's right. So it looks like this. I've marked mine with pins and chalk just here. And then once we've done that and we've stitched those in place, we're going to sew the buttons on the left side. Make sure that they line up. So we'll line that up in a moment once we have our buttonholes. Now we're stitching on our buttons. So I always like to stitch the top one on first of all before I stitch on any of the others. And you have this little notch at the bottom of each facing just here. You want to make sure that they line up because that's your centre point. So you've got your right overlapped over your left. It's lined up. We have the nice V here, look. I've stitched on the top one and now I'm going to mark the next one so that I know I get this one in exactly the right place. So my buttonhole is here, look. Now we're going to pin our front bodice pieces to our back bodice pieces. Now we want to leave our facing parts, the front neck facings, open at this point because the back is going to stop just before the edge of the front facing, just there. So that's the finished edge of the back. Pin it in place. We're going to stitch in place with a 1.5cm seam. Now overlock across that top seam like that. Now take your facing and fold it back. So we're folding it over the back facing like this. So it lines up with the shoulder. We're going to stitch in the seam allowance just here. And now you can trim away some of the excess, especially at the corner just there, and turn it through so it looks like this. So you've enclosed the back of the facing there and the edge of the back neck facing. It looks like this. Now stay stitch your upper armhole between the V notches here and here. Now bring the side seams together, front and back, matching your notches, and sew the side seam in place with a 1.5cm seam allowance. Now you're going to take your sleeves and you're going to sew the inseam of the sleeve, so bring right sides together like this, stitch with a 1.5cm seam allowance. Then when we've done that, we're going to edge finish it with our chosen method and press the seam towards the back. Now at the cap of each sleeve you're going to do 2 lines of gathering stitches. So we want to have a long straight stitch on for this, and we're going to leave threads at each end, and this is just so that we can pull on them to gather them. If you do 2 rows it just makes it gather more neatly. Pull your gathering stitches so it measures approximately 6.4 centimetres and matches your armhole. We're now going to pin that in place. So I find it's best if you turn your bodice the wrong way around like this and your sleeve the right way around. You're going to place it inside the armhole. Now you'll know if you have the right one because your notches will line up. So just place it inside like this, and we line up the underarm seams first of all. So your 2 notches go to the back and the 1 notch goes to the front here. And then the shoulder, we have a marking at the centre at the top of our sleeve, and that just lines up with your shoulder point. And finish pinning it the rest of the way. You want to make sure that your gathers are lined even at the shoulder. So use as many pins as you need to make sure that they're lying even and flat. Then once you've pinned it in place, we're going to stitch it with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. Fold each sleeve poof in half like this. Again, we're going to sew 2 lines of gathering or basting stitches along this raw edge. So we do this 1.2 centimetres inside. Leave the long ends again. Now we're going to overlock around that raw edge and then pull on those gathering stitches. Now you're going to take your poof and you're going to turn your bodice wrong side out like this so that we can clearly see the shoulder. And here where we have our gathering stitches, you want to line up that gathered edge of the poof with the gathered edge of the shoulder so it looks like this. You might need quite a few pins. And then we're going to stitch that in place. Once you've done that, you can trim away your tail ends where you've gathered in your stitches. Do that on both sides. So we're doing this inside the seam allowance so it won't show on the outside. Now bring your front and back skirt panels together like this. We're going to sew the side seam with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, making sure you match the notch here. And this also, just here we have the natural waistline, so it's not at the gathers, it's just below the place marked. Also note that if you're using 2 pieces for the back panels, you'll need to join this back centre seam before you begin as well. So if you didn't have enough fabric and you needed to use 2 separate pieces for the back, you do need to join that seam before joining these side parts. Once you have this seam in place, you can edge finish it with either a zigzag or overlock finish. Now join your ruffle pieces at the short side edges with a 1.5 centimetre seam and then overlock the edge. Now when you've joined both sides, you can also overlock the lower edge of the ruffle or zigzag finish it. Now turn up the hem 1.5 centimetres. You can give it a press before you do this, and then we're going to top stitch it in place. Now sew 2 rows of gathering stitches around the top of your skirt panels. I like to do this in 2 sections, so I do 2 rows on the front panel and 2 rows on the back. It just makes it easier for gathering. Now pull on your gathering stitches and pin it to your dress bodice. So you want to make sure you line up the centre back, the centre front, the side seams, and I would pull on it in sections so that you're making sure that your gathers are even as you go. Then once you've done that, stitch it in place. Next we're going to take our ruffle and we're going to sew 2 rows of stitches around the top of the ruffle, again so that we can gather it in the same way that we did the top of our skirt panel pieces. We're going to do these a couple of millimetres apart, and you again use a long straight stitch. Now you're going to take your ruffle and pull on the gathering stitches and add it to the bottom of your skirt part of your top. Make sure that you line up the side seams, the notches at the centre, and even out your ruffles or your gathers. Once we've done this, we're going to stitch it in place, and then you can edge finish it with either an overlock or zigzag finish. Overlock around the bottom of your sleeves, and now we're going to create a casing. So we're going to stitch it up at 1.3, but you do need to leave an opening just here at the seam so that we can add in our elastic in a moment. Cut 2 lengths of elastic, so you will want to try them around your arm. Just see what's comfortable for you, but also you need to leave an extra centimetre so that you can overlap it and join it in a moment. Once you've done that, add on a large safety pin or bodkin. If you're adding a safety pin, you do need to make sure that it will fit through the opening here. And then you're going to thread your elastic through like this. Try and keep it flat as you do this. Careful not to let the other side go all the way through just yet. If you're worried about that, you could always just pin it when you get to here. So pop a pin through so that it doesn't move around any further. At this point, we're going to overlap these 2 ends like this, 1 centimetre, and you can stitch over it with either a square or a cross. Now close up your hole. So here is the finished top. So you've got the little bit of extra oomph on the shoulder there. I'm wearing it with a skirt, but it could just as easily be worn with trousers or leggings. You could also make this central panel longer and have it as a dress. So you have that option there. So here, look, you can see the fullness there a little better. It's quite fitted here, and then we've got the fullness of the bottom part of the skirt on the top. Well, I hope you've enjoyed sewing along with me today. I think this is a lovely Minerva exclusive pattern. Some really nice details and maybe something that you've not tried before. The sleeve inserts at the top here to give it that extra bit of fullness. And maybe the ruffles, if you're new to sewing, that might be something that you haven't tried. Please do let us know how you get on, and remember to include any photographs because we do love to see what you've been up to. I will enjoy seeing all the different versions of this top made up in different patterns and fabrics. You can also take a look at Minerva Craft Club if you'd like to get 10% off all your orders for a whole year, and that will include anything that you buy today if you sign up when you check out. And also you can take a look at our free online sewing community. So create a free account, it's all completely free. You can join in, share your makes and gain some inspiration along the way, and it's really good fun. That's all from me for today, but I hope to be back soon with more sewing inspiration for you. But thank you so much for watching today. Bye for now.